Hello, my name is Trihandani. Now I'm going to answer the task of discourse analysis. So the first question is describe the position of discourse analysis in the theory of linguistics. So the position of discourse analysis in the theory of linguistics can be classified as the traditional grammar theory, structuralism theory, and functionalism theory. Whereas in traditional grammar theory terms, the position of discourse analysis is strongly influenced the adoption of language structure used in real conversation between individuals. So the focus of the GTM was not thought sufficient to develop the ability and knowledge of language itself. Besides, within structuralism theory, the position of discourse analysis is strongly influenced of the language by using the correct pattern of the language. And for the functionalism theory, the position of discourse analysis is the main point. Because for being a competence in language, we should view as the knowledge of rules of grammar and performance, as well as the way the rules are used or the functions. The second question is, what are the difference between discourse analysis and error analysis in terms of their linguistic background, theory, and content of analysis? So discourse analysis is the examination of language used by members of speech community. It involves looking at both language form and language function. It includes the study of both spoken interaction and written text. Error analysis is a method used to document the error that appear in learning language, determine whether those errors are systematic, and explain what caused them. Native speaker of the target language who listen to learner language probably find learner's error very noticeable. Although as we shall see, accuracy is just one feature of learner language. The third question is, what do you know of the following terms? So discourse analysis, exchange communication, competent multi-language form, and function discourse pattern. The third question is, what do you know of the following terms? Discourse analysis, exchange communicative, competence multi-language form, and function discourse pattern. So the answer is, discourse analysis has a several explanation from the several sources. It's better if we look at three of the very sources that explain about discourse analysis. So according to wikipedia.com, discourse analysis or discourse studies is a general term for a number of approaches to analyze written, vocal, or sign language use, or any significant semiotic event. According to Stubbs, the discourse analysis refers to attempts to study the organization of language above the sentence or above the clause, and therefore to study large linguistic units such as conversational exchange or written text. Discourse pattern is the kinds of term in spoken discourse that consists of intonation. Number 4. What are the scopes discourse analysis and spoken discourse? Explain your answer. So as we know that discourse analysis is an analytical activity that carried out by linguists to find out the written, sign, and how to communicate a language so that it can be used in a social context, and it can be applied in the process of interaction between speakers. Therefore, this discourse analysis is very focused on a analytical activity to understand the function of language that used in social context without avoiding the form of language that is under control. So that if talk about the scope of the discourse analysis, we can say that the main scope of this term are about the spoken and written discourse. Spoken discourse is about an activity to using speech in communication, which is composed of sound system. So that it is representing in activities is speaking. Number 5. Analyze the following extract of conversation to find out its discourse sequence, move, function, and internal structure. The conversation, Jane, Mr. M. Jane, I really want to apologize to you. Mr. W, what for? And Mr. M say, I'm really sorry about what I said to you the other night. Mr. W say, oh, forget it. And Mr. M say, I can't. It was a terrible thing to say. Please forgive me. Mr. W say, okay, enough is enough. I accept your apologize. So the answer is discourse sequence is initiation and moves. Jane, I really want to apologize too. And function is giving apologize. Discourse sequence is response and moves, what for, and function to knowing. Discourse sequence response move is I'm really sorry about what I said to you the other night, and function apologizing. Discourse sequence is follow up, moves of oh, forget it, and function is confirming the apologize. Discourse sequence is respond and move is I can't. It was a terrible thing to say. Please forgive me. And function is rejection. Discourse sequence is follow up. Moves is okay, enough is enough. I accept your apologize. And function is end the conversation. The number 6. Explain the following term of written discourse: micro and macro analysis, grammatical cohesive device cohesion, and coherence lexical cohesive device. So the answer is micro and macro analysis. Micro analysis is an analysis which focus on analyzing vocab and grammar, including cohesive relation and grammatical regularities in certain texts. Grammatical cohesive device. Grammatical device can be understood as device used to create coherence in text. The devices are called grammatical cohesion. Grammatical cohesion consists of 4 types. The first is reference, the second is substitution, the third is ellipsis, the fourth is conjunction. Cohesion and coherence. Keep in mind that cohesion and coherence in a text are crucial. Cohesion refers to the way in which a text is tied together by linguistic device, such as grammar and vocabulary to set up well-constructed relation of meaning within text. Cohesion is the process. A text is then said to have coherence if its constituent sentence constructed in an orderly fashion so that the reader can make sense of the entire text. Coherence is the result of the process Todorus et al. 2030 tests the suspected that the more coherent a sequence of sentences, the better they are understood. Cohesion may be deemed as a factor which determines whether a text is well connected or simply a group of unrelated sentences to each other. Lexical cohesive device. Lexical device refer to vocabulary used to create coherence in text. Lexical cohesion has two major types. It is reiteration and collision. Reiteration includes repetition, synonym, hyponym, superordinate, metonymy, and antonym. While collection is type of lexical cohesion, which is result from using one word with another word. Number 7. Describe how to analyze text pattern in discourse analysis. Writing a readable text requires not only grammatical and lexical cohesion, but also a text structure. Text structure refers to the way that the information within written text is organized. Recognizing text pattern is benefit for good readers and writers. From reader's perspective, text pattern can help the readers to see close relation from one to another, while from the writer's perspective, knowledge of text pattern can allow the writers to satisfy their readers with a natural English text structure. Number 8. Describe how to analyze sentence pattern in discourse analysis. So the text contains sentence, and the sentence can be split into same elements. The sentence contains theme and rhyme. Theme, also known as the predictable information given at the beginning of the sentence, and rhyme, also known as the unpredictable one given after the predictable information. The use of them and rhyme can call thematic progression. Theoretically, there have been some models for thematic progression, but the most widely used among the models is the one proposed by F. Number 9. What factor to consider in selecting target discourse to be analyzed to get required or relevant information and language used in context. Also explain why the factors are essential. According to Kaharudin, in his book Discourse Analysis for English Language Teaching, states that there are two important conditions that might be taken in selecting a target discourse account, i.e. the suitability of the materials to the learner's need and the authenticity of selected material. The suitability of the materials to the learner's need. Learners need show what the learners want to learn and achieve in a learning process. If the material appropriate to the learner's need, it will easily stimulate and grab their attention because it feels suitable to their interests. The authenticity of the selected material. The characteristic of authentic material consists of they are real language produced for the native speaker and designed without teaching purpose. Number 10 is, the question is, do you agree with saying the discourse analysis has significant contribution to English language pedagogy? Explain your answer with strong reason. I think yes, I agree, because discourse analysis provide a great deal of help in English language pedagogy since it focuses more on the natural sounding language above the sentence level. There is no doubt that all language learning and teaching activities are aimed at language acquisition. Thus, discourse analysis can be particularly used useful when applied to language lesson in order to save learners natural English. As we can see from this, discourse analysis can greatly contribute to English teaching, especially in teaching productive skills and component of productive skills or grammar and vocabulary. So I think that's all the question about this task. So thank you very much for watching this video and see you next time.